Chairman Powell, Brian Chung, Yahoo Finance. So just to expand on the ethics conversation, you talked about how you engaged with people on Capitol Hill and in the administration. You talked about what you've done already, but I'm just wondering if you could take a step back and just assess whether or not there was reputational damage as a result of that, either from the public's view or from the financial community's view of the Federal Reserve's independence. And then secondly, do you look back on the whole episode and have thoughts on your individual responsibility in preventing something like this from having happened?
So, I think it's too soon to say what the reputational damage is. I think from the very beginning, my reaction was we need to deal with this straightforwardly, transparently, and forcefully, and that's what we're going to do. I mean, it means everything to me that we do whatever it takes to make sure that nothing like this happens again. And I like to think we've made a real good start on that. If you think about it, you cannot execute a trade unless it's pre-cleared. And then you have to say execute. It's not even a trade. Really, there's no trading going on. This is for investment and getting liquidity for life's expenses. But you then have to wait 45 days to actually execute that sale or purchase. So I think it's a pretty good system. We'll always be looking to make it better. So in terms of our independence, Look, I think we will address this, and I think we have, and I like to think it's enough, but it's going to, we're just beginning to implement it. We have to write the rules, which we're doing, as quickly as possible. We need more people. We're going to have to resource this much more significantly here at the board. And also, we're going to need appropriate technology because, the Fed system has more than 30,000 employees. Not all of them, far fewer of them will be covered by this. But the senior officers who will be covered by this will have to have technology access, and it's going to have to work efficiently. So there's a lot of work to do to implement it. Again, I would just say this system has been in place for decades, and it was in place when I took over. It was in place for at least the last 3 or 4 chairs, and it was what it was, and it proved to have weaknesses in it. And part of that was that it wasn't uniformly enforced across the system. I'm a big believer in the value of the Federal Reserve System and the reserve banks, but you had 12 different ethics officers at 12 different banks, and you had ethics people here. And compliance wasn't all exactly the same. It was a little bit different and uneven, and also the rules were we didn't imagine the problems that happened, and they may have actually been, I don't know this, but they may actually have been in compliance with the specifics of our rules. They were clearly not in compliance with the part of our rules that said don't do anything that would create a bad appearance. I mean that's clear. This was a bad appearance. So. Anyway, what can we do? We are where we are. It happened, and we just have to deal with it forthrightly and transparency and own it and step up to this. Meet this moment. I'm totally committed to doing that. And again, if there are better ideas, I'd love to hear them. But I think we have so far made a good start.
When you say you spoke with administration officials, did that include the president?
I'm not going to answer who I spoke to at all. I'm not going to give you any names, so don't take that as a yes or no. I'm just not going to start down that road.